Well, okay, let's see it in action now. I'm going to hit AB to reset it. All right. It says CATCH, catch the ball. Score 0. Okay. And now the ball's falling. It fell right in the right spot. Check mark, yay. Let's see if there we go, got one. I can move this over like that. You can see here, as I test it, here I'll start hitting like that. Ooh, got it just in time. So one of the weird things, if you look, I can still move it when it scores up, but that's just because I'm allowing A to be hit at any time. And then I see my game over. Score 5. Yay! And it's just going to repeat that until I click the buttons again or hit the reset button on the back. So if I hit that, then it starts over again. All right, here's a quick run through of how this is laid out. So there's basically the button. So I started there. And then you have the on start over here on the left. But over here, anytime if somebody presses buttons, here's what we're going to see, right? So button A, basically if you do that, there's going to be a point that moves, okay? So you move the dot over, okay, at the bottom. So you have a dot at the bottom, you're trying to catch a ball that's falling. So what I used was if-then statements, all right? So it says, this says point X is 4 and Y is 4. So that means if this dot is lit up when you hit the A button, then it's going to turn off that light and move it one to the left, or turn on the one to the left. You see that? So that's what happens. And if it's not there, then I'm just using if then else. All right. So if it's not there, then if it's here, then you would turn it off and move it over. But if that's not there, then if it's here, then you do it. So that's how I was able to figure out which direction to go. And then for B, when you hit B, it moves to the right. So that's how I'm doing this, to move the light to the right, so you can move it around. And it's based on that. I'm sure there's a more elegant way, but this is the most basic way. And then I did have an A-B. If the A and B was hit, then that resets the game. But I'm not sure if it's on this version or if I put it somewhere else. There it is. Okay, so if you hit A and B at the same time, it's going to reset the thing. All right, and then what I did here is when it starts, it just shows this icon, and then it pauses. It makes a little melody that goes, and then it shows catch the ball. It goes across the screen. Then it makes the doo-doo-doo-doo sound. And then what I did here was, this is a game feature, and I set the score to 0, okay, because we got to just make sure that I've set something. So score is a variable, okay? Just like in math, just like anything where we're working with variables, it's a variable, and right now it's set to 0. But it can vary, right? So, and then we're going to repeat this next section, this whole green section, 5 times, right? So we start by clearing the screen, so all the lights turn off. Then we're going to show the number, which is the score. So whatever that number is, that variable score is, in this case it's 0 the first time through. Then I'm going to pause for 2,000 milliseconds. Okay, that's 2 seconds. I put here show LEDs. That was when I started doing it. I could have done clear screen again. That way I can get rid of the score. I need to be able to clear it and go back to nothing. Then when it says plot here in the purple, that means that a light's going to come on at this spot. X2, Y4. X2, if you're looking at it right here, X is going horizontally and Y is going vertically. So X2 would be, this is 0. So 0, X, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's 0 through 4. And then for Y, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2, 4 would be 0, 1, 2, right here in the middle. And y4 is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right down here in the middle. Okay, so we pause for a half a second. Then I have it plot a point. It's going to plot a point up here. It says a random number between 0 and 4. So I'm picking a random number between here because I don't know where it's going to go. So, and then I'm saying plot it at 0. So it's going to come up here somewhere. And then I pause. And now I'm just asking, where's the point at? Where is it at? So that once I find out where the point is, then I can start dropping it. So point X, 0, if it's 0, 0, which is all the way up in the top left, then we do this. Unplot 0, 0, meaning turn off 0, 0, and plot X, 0, Y, 1. Okay, that would be go from here, turn this one off, turn this one on. Okay, so if it started here like this, it would just go like this. And then this whole sequence is then going to turn this one off and turn this one on, all with pauses. And it's going to go all the way down to the bottom. And then what it says here is, so I've got another if-then statement. So once it gets down to 0, y3, and says if point 0, 4, 0, y4, then we're going to do this, which is, so after it gets to the second to last thing, I'm saying if this is lit up right here, when it's still lit up here, that means that we got our cursor over in time to catch the ball. So if that happens, what I'm going to do is start this melody that goes ba-ding, yay, we did it. All right, and then I clear the screen. I show the check mark icon, and I change the score by 1. So if I wanted to go down, I would put -1. But since I want to go up, I'm going to change it by 1. So I went from 0 to 1. And I can repeat this because it doesn't matter what the score was before. I'm just increasing it by 1. All right. Then I pause. And then it goes all the way to the bottom. So if I got it right, it would go all the way down here. And then it would get all the way to the bottom, show the score. Here, I'll show what it would do. Here we go. It would pause. Sorry, that's the wrong spot. It would. It's going to repeat. Oh yeah, which goes back to the top, clears the screen, shows the score, and starts all over again. Okay, so no matter where it's at, I've got all of these little things embedded. So I had to create one for every single option. Okay, so if the point is at 1, 0, meaning like it's here, then it's gonna drop all the way down and check to see if you got your light in the right spot in time. Okay, if it doesn't, here's what happens. See, this is the else statement. So if you do make it, yay, ba-ding, right? If you don't, it says it plots 1, 4. So I had to do one more dot so that you can see it go all the way off the screen. All right, pauses one more time, and then it starts the jump down melody, which goes doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, so that makes it sound like that. Then I clear the screen, and then immediately show the X icon. Okay, and then we pause for 2 seconds. And it would go back and repeat. And it would repeat that 5 times, so it's 5 times. And then when it's done after the 5 times, there's a little sequence called game over. And game over is a one, it's its own thing, but basically it shows you game over and it shows you your score. And then you can hit your A-B button to reset it and play again. So that's the kind of the gist of how I did that, all right, overall, to kind of get an idea of how I was able to actually program this, right? It's a little bit complicated and you have to kind of start thinking through things. But the nice thing about this is you can move stuff around. I'm not in edit mode, but you can move stuff around or delete things if you make a mistake. So that kind of makes it a little bit easy and you can kind of tell where things are. All right, so that's the gist of it.